I mean, OnePlus had green line issues. Now OnePlus is having motherboard issues.
Few days back, he called me and he said that the phone is dead.
So from last year, what I feel is OnePlus is the new Poco.
Is OnePlus doing this on purpose?
It's a race to push the updates.
iPhone 15 and 15 Plus are already obsolete.
I think that's a feature, right?
So it is actually very deep and intense. All right, guys. So welcome to a very special episode of, the Trakin Tech English podcast that we do. And I have some very special people here for the very first time. The entire Trakin Tech content team that handles all of the Trakin Tech properties that we have. You know what? I'll do less of the talking today. I'll let these guys talk. So I'll start with Arnav. Arnav, what do you do here? Except for not working.
It's okay.
Nation wants
So
to know.
I actually write content for Trakin Tech Tamil.
Okay.
And apart from that, also sometimes manage Trakin Tech English uploads.
Yes.
Yes, so I do that.
So you handle the Trakin Tech English uploads and
Tamil's upload as well. And also
Uploads.
Trakin Shorts uploads as well.
right.
So I handle all
you're
the uploads.
upload guy here.
Yeah, the uploader.
Big the uploader. All right. And also you, of course, write content
Right,
for
yes.
the Tamil channel, and you used to also write for the English channel for the longest time, right?
Yes. Right now, Toda.
What is
That means
It's just making human noises.
he's just making human noises. One big noise you are.
add creativity.
All right.
Let's
Very
move
weird.
forward. Yeah.
Tanishq, please introduce yourself.
I am the PC guy here, the only one who's apparently know everything about PCs.
No, wrong.
No, really?
You have a king there.
It's okay, it's okay, okay. And I also write content for Trakin Tech English, and I supervise whole proper Trakin Tech English ka short section.
Short section, right? So you're doing the Trakin Tech English,
English
shorts
shorts
and the
and,
long form content
long-form
as well.
content, scripting for
So how are you enjoying the process? You're the youngest in the system.
Oh yeah, sure, 100%.
Are you enjoying the whole?
I am like,
It's okay, bro. Don't be nervous. Chill. hai. Koi scene nahi, bro.
I am enjoying it like it's kind of dream come true.
Oh wow, that's nice. All right. So Shrikant, what do you do?
So I write and manage the Trakin Tech Marathi channel.
Right.
So basically, I manage the end-to-end operations for the Trakin Tech Marathi,
Right.
starting from the content and then uploading the content,
All
whatever,
of
the
that.
distribution,
And that also
and,
includes ideation, execution,
Yes,
production,
everything.
almost.
and some part of social media as well.
Hmm.
So now we have Shivraj. Before that, I used to
Right.
see
So
the
we have
social media
a
as well.
social media team that's separate from the content team, which is headed by Vishal, and that's like a bunch of awesome folks there as well. So, and Sajid, please,
Yeah. So, hi, my name is Sajid and I do everything Hindi.
everything Hindi.
Yeah.
But we're talking in English today. Okay, great. Thanks for the introduction, guys. So the first question that I wanted to ask you is, everyone has that one moment where they're like, okay, this is what I want to do. Like, there's a spark. What was that one spark for you? I'll start. I'll
Okay.
tell you guys what mine was, so you get an idea of how you want to frame your answer for the same thing. So I remember back in the day, like I wanted to assemble a PC, and I had a friend called Deepak. Okay, and Deepak was the guy who had 250 CDs, like CDs. Back in the day, there were
Yeah,
CDs.
yes.
For audiences that don't know CDs, there used to be, compact discs, and he had 250 CDs, and he would give it to everybody. And these CDs had, installed games and apps for Windows machines. But what the fun part was? He didn't have a PC, but he had all of these CDs. So the first PC that was built in my house, and he did the PC building for me. And that's when I realized that this is so much fun. This is way too much fun. Get a cabinet, get a motherboard, get a thermal paste, install the, CPU, and do that. So that was fun. And of course, the first iPod that we got, we jailbroke it. Not legal, guys, but we did it. And then we also installed a bunch of games. So that's where it started off for us. Like we were, I think, 14, 15 when we started this, when we realized that tech is where we want to be. But apart from that, of course, I've been writing. I did, I was preparing for engineering. I did all the entrance exams, but flunked all of them really badly. But then I realized writing and tech, let's merge them together, get into tech journalism. And that's how I started. So Arnav.
So for me, we had a PC back in the day, and it used to get repaired as in some virus used to be affected to that PC, and there's one guy who comes and repairs the PC.
Okay.
So I used to always wonder how does he repair the PC, how does he reinstall Windows and all that stuff. So I just observed him and I just started learning how he does that. And I started repairing the PCs whenever it used to get affected with virus, and the PC just shuts down and doesn't turn on.
Hmm.
So
What was the configuration?
Intel Pentium Core 2 Duo.
Oh, nice. I had a Core to do at
Yeah.
one point.
And so that's when I realized, okay, so I have this interest towards tech, and I used to play games, a lot of games, and I used to be
Right, you were a part of an esports.
yeah, I
gang,
was
right?
a part of T12 Esports. It's now shut down,
Okay.
but I played PUBG PC. I also represented
So PUBG PC or PUBG Mobile?
PUBG PC any day. So yeah, that's when the spark towards tech started, and then slowly, people from my family asked me, which, they asked me for recommendations on which mobile they should get,
Hmm.
that stuff. So yeah.
Nice. Tanishq.
For me, I am the PC guy, but for me, it all started with smartphones. I got my first smartphone when I was like in 6th, 7th class,
Wow.
and it was the HTC
You're
Desire.
lucky.
Yeah, HTC Desire 620G plus dual. And the only thing I knew about it, because like I wanted to get into it, is that it's based on Sense UI or something, and it is very close to stock Android. So it's easy for me to root that thing. So what happened is, generally I like, there is no internet जैसे अभी रहता ना, you get Wi-Fi everywhere. Back then it's used to
Back
be
then
my-
is which year?
back then it's 2012.
There was internet back then, bro.
In my home it's basically hotspot. You get Tata Docomo, exactly.
Oh, Docomo
yeah.
hotspot. I remember those days. 3G, first 3G.
Yeah, first 3G. So basically what I used to do is turn on hotspot on my dad's phone or my mom's phone, and then use their data to research and how to root that thing, just because I wanted to get that Android lollipop update. Because it was like the first thing that actually changed in Android. Just like iOS में 6 से 7 पे गए थे ना, they shifted the whole UI. On Android 5 it was like major UI overhaul.
Right, right.
After KitKat.
After KitKat, Lollipop was the
Lollipop.
biggest.
And the phone got shifted, like out of the box I got the Android 4.3 Jelly Bean or something, and I shifted to Android Lollipop. I like bricked it 2 times, and it was generally very much fun. Like I can't say with my words how much, like how particular that process. It was difficult, but I enjoyed it.
And
Enjoyed
you
it a
bricked
lot.
it twice.
I bricked it twice. I iCloud locked my dad's iPhone twice.
You locked your
Dad's
dad's
iPhone twice.
Okay.
Wow.
And
Which is
that
why
too
you
I
never
cloud, yeah,
owned an iPhone.
Exactly. He
For,
always
for,
gave
for
me, like,
our age people, it's PUK code.
Oh,
Yeah,
PUK
right.
code. Yeah, I remember.
I also like logged 3 SIM cards using PUK, and it was generally, that's how my tech.
So basically, I get a sense that we've been breaking things and fixing them. That's
Yeah.
how we
Yes.
started
That's
this.
how you
Right.
become an ad.
And then you sort of help, your neighborhood, family, and friends.
Actually become a like the go-to person for tech stuff,
Haan.
because everyone's like, ये तोड़ता है, ये सही करता है, तो इसे मालूम होगा.
Right. Shrikant.
So my story is a little different one because most of us have gone into the technicalities and depths of the gadgets. So
Right.
we all know most of us have a background of PC, started from
Right.
from the PCs, right? So for me, PC was just for playing games. That's all.
That's all. Okay.
I never went into specs or any technical details.
You owned a PC ever?
I owned a PC. Yeah, I built it basically around 25,000. It was built. So later, when my father got a phone, which was Samsung Galaxy J7,
Ah,
Ah.
Jesus.
yeah, and I used to play COC all day and all night.
COC is Clash of
Clash of Clans, yeah, right. That is from where I got interested into smartphones, and I used to watch every video on the YouTube from every YouTube channel, be it Trakin Tech English, then Trakin Tech, MKBHD, whatever, Geeky Ranjit, whatever. And that is when, so being the youngest in the family, you're the go-to guy, right?
Again,
He's the tech guy. He knows everything. So people start, and I used to watch all day, like YouTube videos every day. So people used to ask me for the recommendations, as Tanishq said, that which smartphone should I buy? And I'm having this problem. Can you solve it for me? So that is where it
Tell me
started
something,
from.
guys. Do you always recommend a smartphone and people will go and buy the other thing
100% of the time.
all the times, right?
100%.
It'll be like, go buy a OnePlus, they'll go buy an Oppo.
Or a Samsung.
Or a Vivo. Yeah.
Or a Vivo. That's I think the pull of the offline
Right.
channels.
Definitely.
Anyway,
Definitely.
Yeah, so that is how I
That is how
got
it
into
started.
tech. So I'm more about
you're
the
more-
looks and feels of the tech,
Uh,
the usage of the tech, basically, rather
the
than the
average
technical
consumer,
detail.
how
Yeah,
they would
right.
use it, and
Totally.
how they would understand. And mostly it is smartphones, right? I mean,
Yes.
we cannot deny that
Yeah.
fact. It is smartphones,
Correct.
which is why the content is also around smartphones mostly, right? When you talk about tech, unfortunately, but that is the truth. We want to change that,
Yes.
Sajid.
So for me, I did not own a smartphone until 2015, and before that, I was in hostel for the diploma,
Oh, right.
Oh.
and as being the boys' hostel, so there are a couple of rich kids who had Android phones.
Oh, nice.
So I used to get them for watching movies, and I used to root them,
Oh,
and they did not know ki.
which was the first phone you ever rooted, Sajid?
I think it was a some Micromax phone.
Nice.
And thanks a lot XDA for helping me for that, because I bricked it and then I had to download files and again flash it. But yeah, it started from no, the first phone was Intex.
Intex.
Intex. And there's a funny story. I think in that year there was one Samsung Galaxy S flagship launched,
Yes.
and it did not run the Modern Warfare. There was an Android game which required 1.5 GB of RAM.
Right.
And what I did, I did a SD card swap for the RAM on the Intex, which had 512 MB only RAM.
Wow.
And that was the only phone apart from that Samsung phone that could run that game.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
Wait a second. Which game was this? Was this
I don't remember.
Modern Warfare, right?
Yeah. I think I'll show you the image on the screen.
Yeah. Right.
Which game is it?
I think I know what you're talking about. The Modern Warfare series that came out, which had like 4, 5, and
Correct.
after that it didn't
Correct.
happen.
Yeah.
Right. Those were like mostly single player experiences.
Yeah.
Correct.
Very cinematic
Price.
and everything.
No, that is
No, that is
Call of Duty Modern Warfare. No, there was this other game. Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll show that.
And as Tanish told that in that time, specifically 2012 to 2015, there wasn't very good internet. So what we used to do is we used to visit nearest cafes, and I used to break their timers for extra time.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. So you would change the clock or break the
Yeah,
timer
right.
so that you could. Oh, so they had those timers
Correct.
set. Right. I remember.
I did this for Clash of Clans as well.
Yeah.
So the builder's base, you have to wait for like hours and days.
Yeah.
So once you change the time in the clock, it would vanish.
Yeah. They patched it after some time, but for the cafes,
Internet cafes wouldn't patch it.
Yeah, definitely not.
Right.
So and I also got the AP details, access point details. So our friends, what we used to do is we used to sit outside the cafe and
Use all of
Yeah.
the internet for free.
Exactly.
Whoever's the cafe owner, probably, if he's watching it,
Yeah.
he's gonna be like, this was that boy who did it.
Again, for educational purpose.
But that's how you started off.
Yeah.
And you've also built PCs, right?
Definitely. So after 10th, I think in Maharashtra we all do MSCIT, and I also did similar course, and in that course I got to build some PCs and everything, and
Nice.
I also participated in some
The course taught you to build PCs.
not exactly PCs, but it gave me a overview of what PC is, what are the parts, and there used to be a different class and tutorial or a course which used to teach how to repair a PC.
Oh, nice.
And
Are there such courses now available, or kids are just
Yes.
using smartphones and they don't really care
I
about
think
it?
YouTube has covered most of it now.
yeah,
right.
there are a lot
yeah.
of great YouTubers who cover all these things.
Right. So YouTube is like a platform where
Yeah.
people learn about these
Yeah.
things.
yes.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
Even for a lot of other things, not just this. Even for
YouTube
cooking and
University.
YouTube University. We've graduated out of it. That's true. All right. So now that we're done with this, I mean, this was the basic part of the conversation. A little subdued until now, but I think this will get you guys a little excited. Is to talk about how we plan, create and execute the content that we do for each channel. And the biggest question that people have in their minds is Trakin Tech Hindi, Trakin Tech Marathi, Trakin Tech Tamil, Trakin Tech English. 4 different channels in 4 different languages. Ideally, the thought process would be, okay, fine, you can probably just dub it, right? and you would have the
Yeah.
content, the same content in different languages, like how YouTube already has that option right now. But instead, we have different DNAs or identities for each of these platforms. And you guys are the ones driving this. Let's start with Hindi, because
Yeah.
that is where it all started. That's the
Correct.
premium platform. So what is the process generally like, Sajid?
So it's very simple. Like we most of our videos are unboxing. The major chunk is unboxing. Then we do tech news,
Right.
and unboxing revolves around embargo timings.
Yes.
So what we
What's an embargo?
So embargo is an mutual understanding or a timing where brand and a creator, it gives that only on that day or that specific time the content can go live.
Which is probably why you guys see
Yeah.
a bunch of creators' content, pieces go live
Correct.
at the same time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. That's the reason. And so our major priority is to hit those embargo timelines.
Why?
Because when we post on the embargo time, we get the most views because
People haven't watched any
watched-
content around that
correct,
specific
correct.
device,
Al-
and there's some hype around
yeah.
it.
Also, the brand has created the hype towards so a lot of people will notice that as soon as the event ends, they get the notifications.
Yeah.
So that's where the mostly the embargo are placed. And so when there's embargo, what we do is we get the devices, then we obviously test them. Our testing.
So we get
process-
most of the devices beforehand.
Yes, beforehand. Mostly before 3-4 days. Sometimes just 1 day ago.
Sometimes
Just
2 weeks also.
2 weeks.
Depends
also.
on
Depends
brand to
on brand to brand. And on the Hindi, what we do is we try to give contextual information a lot because
Right.
there's a massy audience for it.
Correct.
They don't want to know what is CPU stability and what is cores and threads and
Yeah.
what is Genshin Impact, what is taco sets. They don't really want to know
Correct.
that. They want to know it. Bhai garam ho gaya ki nahi?
Right.
या फिर
The
camera
larger
कैसा-
audience
yeah.
generally wants to know that, and that's the audience
Correct,
that you're
correct,
catering
correct.
to.
And just because Hindi audience doesn't want to know the details, we don't do testing. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
Correct.
We do
We do testings.
Yeah.
And that's just exactly that
Yeah.
brings us to the point that that's how we segregate the content
Correct.
across different
Correct.
channels. Now I want to know about Marathi. Marathi is also a very different beast altogether. It's
Yeah.
not very similar to what the other channels
Right.
do.
Thankfully, I don't have to follow embargoes
Huh.
on time. So
Yeah, it is slightly stressful
yeah,
to do
right.
that.
So on the Marathi, by the way, shout out to Trakin Tech Marathi. Anybody who wants to check out our channel.
Yeah. Marathi,
Link
Tamil,
would be in the description,
Hindi.
yeah.
Obviously, the channel link should be in the description.
Yeah.
You should go check it out. And Marathi has also hit 1 million
Yeah.
subscribers, but last year, no?
Yeah, in the
December last year. So yeah, that's awesome.
So I'll take you through the process, even for our viewers. So what exactly happened when you think of an idea and how it gets executed?
Go for it.
Okay, so for example, I've got an idea.
Right.
I jot it down in the keep notes or docs, whatever.
Huh.
Then I have to pitch it to either Sajid sir or Ershad sir. Okay.
Hmm.
Then they go through the idea,
Right.
and they'll tell us whether this would work or not.
Hmm.
Okay, right? Then after that,
And why is that task given to us specifically? Any this thing, or why are we the ones taking the call on that? Would be one of the things what people would like to know is that as
Yeah.
well, right?
that is because first of all, they bring the experience.
No, what I wanted to generally educate is it's not like a thing where their ideas won't be
Yeah.
taken on.
Correct.
It's just that we function like an editorial
Right.
Yeah.
thing,
Yes.
right? Like how a general publication would, where there is an editor and that editor is pitched stories by reporters and stuff like that, and then
Right.
that gets vetted as to what will be the one that we need to do.
So the idea is pitched, then it is recognized whether it would work or not. Then, if it's a thumbs up, we go for it. We have to write a proper script for the idea, depending from the not just the basics, that is not just the pointers. We have to think through it. How will you write it? How will you shoot it? How will you edit it? And how will you post it?
That is a very good point to make.
Yes.
Because in general, like from where I come from, is tech journalism used to be just writing and then upload it, and then the review it would get edited, and the review goes live on a website, or it would get published in print.
Right.
But for video, it's different. You guys are looking at yourselves like producers.
Right.
Mm.
You have to look at how it it all comes together visually as well. So you work with your editors, you work with your videographers to figure out how it's shot, how it's edited, all of that, right?
Yeah.
Especially for Marathi, you're doing some creative stuff. Can you take the audience through that as well?
So, like he said, we do most of the contextual on the Hindi, which is similar to the similar on the Marathi as well. But on the Marathi, we add the fun element.
Right.
Yeah. So basically, it won't be just a setup, and there's Arun sir behind it, and he's just taking us through the devices. That is not. So sometimes I'll be there. Sometimes the other team members would be mostly because for the engagement. Because Marathi audience is something that overlaps with Hindi audience.
That's how you separate the content.
Yeah.
Right?
So I am the one who speaks Marathi, and I know this creator has an Hindi channel which is way more bigger and way much bigger than Marathi.
True.
I would prefer any video he puts to watch on Hindi first than on Marathi.
It's a very good point. So that's a tougher battle for you, right?
Exactly. It's a very and we don't have more creators in the Marathi space, right? Especially on the YouTube. On the Instagram
because
side.
the Marathi audience wouldn't want to watch Marathi videos anyway because Hindi they understand and
that
they know.
Is the point, and that is the core part that why we struggle in terms of views and
you don't struggle. You've done a fantastic job. It's just that you have to differentiate.
True.
Always, every single point of time. Right.
So that is what we preach towards now, to be more engaging to with the audience.
With the audience.
Yeah. To see what audience wants from us, because there'll always be comments.
Tell me one very interesting, like different kind of video that you did and you loved doing. Forget about views and forget about people who watched it. But you were like, okay, this is a topic that I pulled off and I really loved watching this. I really loved making this and I loved the fact that people watched and enjoyed this. What video was that?
Interesting question. So there's this website called Diodap.
Yes.
Yeah, so
you're the star of Diodap. Yes.
Yeah. So, by the way, we don't recommend you guys to buy from Diodap.
Yeah, disclaimer.
So I first got to know about Diodap. I was scrolling through the YouTube and there's this website, and I told him that there's this website which sells gadgets at 2 rupees, 5 rupees, 10 rupees. So
it's crazy,
we should check this out. Yeah. So he said, let's order. So we ordered stuff from Diodap, and Aditya behind the scene, he also does great directing for shooting videos. So he said that let's start video with something different. You come up with a box, and all of these are sitting. Sakshi, Arnav, Sajid sir and Arun sir, they're all sitting. You come there and you just blast the box in front of them.
Nice.
And see what's inside that. So that is how we started, and we thought, this is not something that would appeal to many people, but that video was one of the best performing videos of
that
our
is
channel.
True.
So
talking about which,
yeah,
and I'll segue that into Arnav. We used actually that idea for Tamil as well. There's a lot of overlap between what Tamil and Marathi does, but there's also some similar differences. Can you explain how you do content for Tamil?
So it's just very similar on how Shrikant does. I mean, I get an idea, I pitch it to you or Sajid bro, and if the idea is good to go, then I start writing it, whether it's shorts or long form.
Right.
When it comes to long form, these days, what I'm trying to do is to, just add some elements from movies that people could relate.
Why do you do that for Tamil specifically?
Because Tamil people and movies are just like, they go gel well with each other.
That is true.
People relate many things with movies. Even while they're talking, they tell a certain dialogue of a certain movie. Let's say there are popular comedians, Vadivelu and all that. So when we integrate movies into tech, that's when the real fun happens.
And also a lot of the backlash also happens.
Yeah, of course. And sometimes adding some political lines also makes it more interesting.
You do take a little bit of risk I think we take a lot of risks, the most amount of risks in the Tamil channel.
Yes. There were certain instances where we had to cut down a few content because of some controversies that happened in the comments. So that's there.
But we are mindful of this.
Yeah, we are mindful. It's not that we go all out and do random shit. No, nothing like that.
Correct. Got it. But okay, now I want to ask you guys about, I'll come to you, Tanishq, but before that, I just want to grill these guys about, you talk about ideas, right?
Yeah.
How do you source your ideas? Where do you source your ideas from? Actually, this is for the entire panel.
Yeah. Most of the ideas come from, so basically we have to follow so many pages, be it websites. I would name 2-3 of them, be it like GSM Arena,
Hmm.
Gadgets 360, Phone Arena, Gizmo China. So
Hmm.
these are 4-5 websites. Then you guys have pushed us to use Twitter and Reddit.
Right.
And most of the content does come from Twitter and Reddit.
True.
Hmm.
Very
Yeah.
true. Let's not deny that fact.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah,
come
yeah.
from there.
Yeah.
So I specifically have started using Twitter and Reddit for the same, and then these websites.
Are you enjoying the process?
I do actually. The more I get into the more I enjoy. Yeah.
Tanishq?
So for me, content is basically Twitter, Reddit, sometimes Instagram Reels,
Huh.
and
Again, which is another thing that
Definitely.
is also very important.
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes Instagram Reels, and 90% of the times it's YouTube.
So tell me something like, and Sajid,
Yeah.
I would like to ask you this question. Originality is something that we strive for,
Correct. Correct.
constantly. Now, while we're sourcing the content from, different platforms, how do we keep things original?
What I feel is Twitter definitely gives us the real time information.
Right.
And also, whoever puts the video first or whoever gets the content out first gets the most amount of views.
Right.
And in that space, I also feel that giving credit is not very common in our industry,
Yeah.
which I really feel is bad.
True. Completely agree. To attribute the source.
Correct.
It's a basic tenet of journalism that
Yeah.
people don't take seriously. Right.
Yeah. Also on Hindi, just I spoke about it that we do a lot of unboxing videos. So that is very post-purchase videos,
Hmm.
pre-purchase
Pre-purchase
videos.
videos, yeah.
And for the post-purchase videos, whenever we get time, we do apps or customization videos,
Right.
which are very unique.
That's
and
when things become original,
Correct,
and that's when you guys sort
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
bunch. I think one of the things that I think we do here at Trakin Tech and constantly, at least for all the channels, is bunch things together in a listicle format and
Yeah.
sort of make it easier for people to sort of get the best information from there. All right, Tanish, tell me the process of how you're doing things here at Trakin Tech
So
English.
for me, it's basically researching, then pitching you ideas, then you either give me like this will work and this won't, and then according to that, I write the script for shorts and long form videos.
And you've been doing a lot of laptop content and stuff.
I wanted to do more PC stuff on Track and Tech English, but I'm still figuring out
Yes.
how to do that.
Are you starting off something with Trakin Tech, the main channel, right? I mean, you guys are
Yeah,
planning something.
we will be doing some PC builds there, and I think they should be fun.
Yeah.
So what are you building first? Like,
See, for the first time, like when I entered the Track and Tech studio, the first thing that I noticed was every PC is a flagship PC. And the audience for
what do you mean by flagship PC?
you guys have either Ryzen 9s and proper AIO liquid cooled DDR5 based systems, which is very small part of PC.
That is true. That is true. Not everybody can
Yeah.
afford that.
Understood. Yeah. So उसमें क्या रहता है ना? I think budget PC build, something under 50,000, 60,000 rupees,
Right.
will do wonders.
Do you think are people still building PCs today?
Yes, especially with AAA titles becoming more and more,
Very good point.
power hungry and mainstream.
Power hungry is a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically,
Yeah. I mean, if you want to play Black Myth Wukong, you
Yeah.
need to have a powerful PC.
Correct.
Yeah.
exactly. And the problem with PlayStations and even I would say Steam Deck and stuff is that these are well optimized systems, but they are not very powerful.
They're not very powerful. Also, they're very expensive to get in. At least with the Steam Deck, it's not
Steam Deck,
expensive.
yeah,
but with
but-
PlayStation, again, the whole
games
thing.
are expensive.
Games are
Games are
expensive.
Plus, you get a PC, you do not only game, you will also do your work and stuff like that. But PC content is basically you cater a PC audience, figure out what kind of stuff they want, budget PC builds, extremely high-end PC builds, and something like that, and you just make them like and showcase them. And it's also like optimizing parts, which is it's obviously about maintaining a balance. You need to have a certain CPU paired with a certain GPU paired with a
Right.
certain amount of,
That's always been the case.
and all that thing is inside a bubble of how much money you are spending.
Good point. So the thing also about process that I wanted to sort of highlight over here for the audience, obviously, is the fact that we do like Sajid said, while we do unboxings on Trakin Tech, it's not necessarily that we don't do the rest of the stuff, because the rest of the testing process does happen in the background. Because the first thing that we do when a phone comes in is test it thoroughly.
Yeah.
That includes performance testing, running all the benchmarks that are required, running, regular gaming tests and using it daily to see
Camera test.
camera tests. Of
Yeah.
course, we get really deep into it as well. And use all of that information and bunch all of that information and put that together in a data set that is easily accessible for us to go back and sort of look at. So it is actually very deep and intense. And I think you're building something similar for laptops and PCs as well.
Yeah, for laptops and PCs, we don't have a very huge data set. For example, for smartphones, we have a very huge data set. For laptop and PCs, it's basically 10, 15 laptops and a couple of PCs that we have benchmarked. I wanted to create a process that could cater budget PCs, mid-range PCs, and proper premium high-end builds,
Right.
which also includes premium laptops and budget laptops as
Right.
well. So this is something I'm working on.
Correct. So you'll have a standardized process.
Yeah, I will have a standardized process.
Unfortunately, we can't show you the process because that's that's the trade secret that we like to hold on to. But all right. So fine. Now we've spoken about stuff. And interesting stuff, of course. I think mostly what people will find useful and will have a lot of takeaways from. Now let's do something fun.
Okay.
Which is play what I like to call, I don't know if it's true or not, the toughest tech quiz.
Oh.
Let's make this even more fun. I will ask five very tough questions. Sorry, audio person. But I will ask 5 very tough questions and I have a giveaway.
Wow.
What is it?
Oh.
The Moondrop space travel. Obviously, considering the fact that we love our audiophile products out here, I think you guys will appreciate the gift as well. So whoever gets the most amount of answers right. Now take your phones out because I've asked you to install an app called
Buzzer.
Buzzer. And
Buzzer 2, right?
Yeah,
Buzzer 2.
That is my delay.
It's fine. Okay. Stop now. All right. Let's start with the first question. You know what? Honestly, we are very subdued right now. It's literally the softest, quietest conversation we're having at the moment. But internally, we're all so like we're yeah, exactly. This dude out here. Anyway, let me ask you the first question. Okay. Again, it's very tough. You guys keep talking about 4 nanometer, 6 nanometer processors, right?
Mm.
Tell me how many nanometers are there in 1 millimeter. You can make a wild. Oh, go for it.
1 million.
Wow, you got it right. You
Million?
do not see my screen, no?
No.
Million. Okay.
Well done. Right answer. So Arnav won.
1.
Okay, Realme 1 was the first Realme phone launched in India in May 2018. Okay. How many different RAM variants did it come with?
Oh shit.
Okay, I'll make it slightly easier. There were 3 variants. So go for it.
Realme 1 in 2018.
You'll have to buzz before you answer, otherwise the answer will not be counted. Go for it.
It's either 332.
Just the RAM variants. I don't need the storage.
It's 3 gigabyte, 4 gigabyte, and 6 gigabyte.
Wow, that's
Oh,
fantastic,
yeah, good
Tanish.
one,
You
yeah.
get 1, 2. Oh my
First
God,
come,
these
first
guys are
serve.
good. Huh?
Yeah.
These guys are good. I thought they would not know the.
At this pace, I don't think anyone's winning.
Let's see.
I feel like a noob.
You guys. So if Tanish can
Yeah.
Arnav, tie, or if any one of you tie, you can use.
Shrikant will get the
earbud.
DW.
Yeah, I'll get it.
Shrikant will get it.
I'll have a tiebreaker question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The father of the iPod is Tony Fadell. This American inventor went on to create a very famous tech company, which was later acquired by Google. Which tech company is it? It still exists. Go for it.
Motorola.
Wrong. You don't have another chance.
Philips?
Wrong.
He was in Philips.
Good answer. He went on to found a tech
Hmm.
company. Come on, guys. I've given one hint. Is that company still exists?
Fitbit.
Very good guess, but no.
Oh, so it's an accessory company.
Think about it from the perspective of Shrikant. Literally, you have this right now. Think about it from the perspective of Google acquiring companies. That will be easier for you. to
Google
maybe
acquire everything they want.
Google acquire me.
Doorbell?
There you go. That was the right answer, but I'm not giving this to
okay,
anybody. It's the Nest Labs.
Shit, yeah.
Next labs. Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay. So the fourth question is, before Andy Rubin's Android was acquired by Google, again, another Google question, another very big company turned down the offer to buy Google. Which company was this? Go first.
Microsoft.
Sajid was first.
Samsung?
You are
Okay.
absolutely correct, my sir. You guys are good, man. Very, very good. Very
Please
good.
kick me out.
No, still, I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are getting it very good, man. Okay, final question, and it's a tie between all three of
Oh.
you. And trust me, this is the easiest question in this.
Boy.
Okay, so keep your buzzers ready. And if Shrikant gets this right, it will be so much fun. Then I'll have to have a
So
tie
we'll try to get Shrikant right.
Okay, we'll try to get Shrikant
Yeah.
right. Okay. What is the fastest charging phone in the world right now? Sajid was first. Sorry. Second was Shrikant, so Shrikant will go next. And third was Arnav. No, I heard it.
Is it iQOO 12 Pro?
Wrong.
I've heard news about Realme 320 watt.
No, right now, commercially available fastest charging phone, not something that's coming up. But no, never mind. I'm not giving it.
Is it Motorola's Edge 50 Ultra 125 watt? No.
150 watt.
So,
There is,
10R.
but
Okay.
180 watt.
guys, you can't get this wrong. Come on, this is current. You still have the answer with you.
I'll tell.
Huh? Go ahead. You have the answer.
Yeah.
Realme GT5.
Oh, so close yet
No.
so far.
Neo रहेगा ना तेरा?
Tanishk.
What? GT5.
Come on.
It's
Realme है.
Realme GT6.
Oh no!
No.
And the answer is Realme GT3 240.
Oh,
Shit, yeah.
How can you guys not
Oh,
get this?
Neo 3.
What is
Neo
this?
3.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a tiebreaker question
Tiebreaker.
right now, and this will come. I'll have to ask an easy question so we can break the tie.
Okay.
Okay?
Wait.
Okay, buzzer, yeah. Keep the buzzer ready. Okay. And I'm just trying to figure out something from the top of my head.
Acha.
Okay, fine. Let's go for this. Very easy question. I think Sajid will get this right, but I don't want to lead into this. Anybody can get it right. What nonsense.
I don't know.
Okay. Which was the first Xiaomi phone?
रुक जा भाई.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
By mistake हो गया वो.
Now answer that question.
Yeah.
I'm not going to finish the question.
Xiaomi phone in India.
I didn't ask the
Yeah.
final question. I didn't finish the question.
Which launched with Poco branding. Now tell.
Redmi 3.
Wrong.
Shit, yeah.
Which was the first Xiaomi phone to launch in India? Buzzer first and then. Okay, Tanishk.
It's the Redmi Note series, no?
Wrong.
No, wrong.
Me 4?
Wrong, Me 3.
Me 3.
Me 3.
Another type. Redmi 3 and
Redmi
Me 3
3
are
bola.
different phones.
See, Redmi is.
One more question.
I always get this
One more question. What was the chipset used in the first OnePlus Nord? Go for it.
Snapdragon 730G.
765.
750G.
But the buzzer was Arnav. Again, I'll have to ask another question. Sorry. Buzzer ke hisab se
Boink.
Arnav tha.
It's my first phone.
Oh my god.
That I bought.
Not-
It was a good
That's
phone.
the first one you bought.
It was a good phone.
Okay, fine. Unfortunately. Okay, now let's. this is getting extended.
Ulta
but
ho
it's a
gaya
lot
ye.
of fun.
Ulta ho gaya.
Sahi ulta ho gaya. Okay. Let me think about this. Because I need to know the answer as well. Fine. I'll ask the question even if I don't know the answer. You guys give
Yeah.
the answer, right?
तेरे टाइमर का टाइमिंग बता मुझे क्या है? अभी जो दबाया था वो.
हाँ.
अब बता क्या है?
1228.
1228 494.
337 है मेरा.
Then you're right.
Yeah.
You win the answer. Sorry. Khasa.
Sorry. Umpire.
Somebody please give this to Sajid.
लेके मेरे को.
मुझे यही फीचर अच्छा लगा इसका बस. आवाज बहुत गंदा
And
करता
the
है.
winner
millisecond.
is Sajid. All right, fantastic. Okay, guys. Now,
हम सब यूज करेंगे.
hey, you already have a. What did you buy recently, by the way?
I bought Truth here.
No, I'm not asking about.
12 o'clock.
Okay, so let's talk about some news. And this is something that the first thing that people wanted us to talk about is the OnePlus problem that's happening. And it's a legit problem that people have been complaining about, is that updates are literally killing phones, right? A new update that's come out has killed a bunch of OnePlus 9 phones, bunch of OnePlus 10 phones, and apparently now even a OnePlus 11R. That's what I saw in the morning. And OnePlus acknowledged the issue and said that they will give 30% discount. That's the fact of the matter at the moment. I'm not opining right now, which is why I want you guys to do. Is that they're offering 30% discount on motherboard replacement, right? What are your thoughts on this? OnePlus, not just OnePlus, I mean generally what's happening a lot these days. I think
Motorola.
even Motorola phones had green line issues, and a bunch of Samsung phones have green line issues. Everybody has problems.
Correct.
I mean, AMOLED itself is the fundamental issue. And what are your thoughts on this? Like, OnePlus unfortunately has been at the receiving end for a long time because their green line issues have been never ending problems.
Correct.
So I'll start with Arnav. I didn't ask you to think, I asked you to tell me.
See, problems do come. And this is one such problem.
This is exactly why I reject
uncle.
all of Arnav's scripts.
Okay, uncle.
What?
Because all of his scripts are like this. Problems do come. That's why this is a problem.
See,
You are a problem, Arnav.
no. Audience, it's just joke.
Kidding, obviously.
So, I mean, OnePlus had green line issues. Now OnePlus is having motherboard issues.
That's exactly
Just
what I said.
repeating.
Yeah. So, actually,
You
pass.
So I'll go.
Go for it.
You tell,
Go for it.
I'll copy
My
paste.
first ever smartphone was actually OnePlus 6. And
Okay.
I still
Oh.
remember the tagline, the speed you need. Okay, I was so excited to get it. Later on, I got OnePlus 8. Then the OnePlus 6 was passed on to my brother. And a few days back, he called me and he said that the phone is dead.
The OnePlus
Oh.
8.
OnePlus 6. Yeah,
OnePlus 6.
OnePlus 6.
Speed you need.
So
The speed is dead.
it is, yeah,
The need for
exactly.
speed.
The speed got slow. Yeah. So that is something I didn't thought of, that a phone which is like 5 years older would be dead in 2024. That is something very unusual. And
People's newer phones are getting
Right.
So OnePlus 6, 5 years later, I think it's
Good
fir
phone.
bhi legit.
Still getting updates?
No.
updates. So yeah, I mean, point.
so that is what I was trying to come to, that people are very cautious while buying OnePlus phones.
No.
Yeah.
Be it the green line
have to
issue.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be it the green line issue. Poco got so much backlash because of the motherboard issues.
problem.
And now OnePlus was already...
Because motherboard is a very expensive component
Yes.
to
True.
change,
Yeah,
na, Sajid?
yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I just wanted to say one thing, that as reviewers or as tech content creators, we really can't test all these things beforehand.
Yeah.
That
Very good
if
point.
if this phone will get the green line issues or the motherboard issues. So we also get a lot of backlash or on this front.
Which is fine. I mean, which
Yeah.
is legit. I mean, that's
Correct.
how it works.
Yeah.
People will ask us of what we
Yeah.
think about it. So
And
we can only give that opinion once it happens. right?
definitely. And what I feel is OnePlus is the only brand which has a majority of these green line and motherboard issues currently.
Yeah.
And I think they'll fix this, but there must be some production related to the
Very good point. That is my concern as well. I
Correct.
think it's a huge QC issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not just with OnePlus. I mean, with all of
All the
the
brands.
panels that are
Yeah.
being fitted, maybe it's a QC issue in the factory
Yeah.
or whatever's happening. Like, this is something that needed to solve at that level more
Correct.
than anything else.
Because it's very specific to OnePlus when it comes to green line or
Yeah.
we have seen this similar issue in automotive industry, where a lot of newer bikes have faulty fuel gauge.
Right.
Because
Isn't that true for your bike as well, the Triumph
yes,
Speed
correct,
400?
correct.
Yeah.
So what I learned from reading is that there's one manufacturer who provides these sensors
Okay.
to all these manufacturers, and
Right.
it has the issues.
Right.
That's
right.
the reason
Oh.
all the manufacturers are having same
Correct.
issue.
That's
Correct.
actually a good point, because why does this not happen with Oppo and Realme phones? Because Oppo, the manufacturing unit of Oppo, is where Realme phones are also manufactured.
Right. And that's where OnePlus phones are also manufactured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is entirely an QC issue, right?
Yeah, I mean, where is the problem happening?
Yeah.
What is the issue? They need to identify that and solve it. So that also, I want to talk about one thing over here, like a couple of things. One question I want to ask is that Shrikant, you're handling inventory. By the way, Fun fact: Shrikant handles inventory. He hates it.
Yeah.
But look at his
Give me
face.
some
Like,
more.
"Oh, inventory." But yeah, I mean, you're handling it, which is why I'm asking you the question. In the inventory that we have, bunch of us are using all the latest phones or whatever it is.
Yep.
But has any one gone bad per se? Most of the phones have been all right till now, na?
Yeah, the ones which are like 3-4 years old, the battery has fluffed.
Huh.
Because we don't
Many-
charge it.
We don't
Yeah,
charge
yeah.
it, and that's not the right way to
Yeah.
keep it. You have to
That
keep
would be
using
the
it.
problem. Other than that, there's
How many
nothing.
phones? Like a couple of phones, I guess. 3, 4.
There are actually many phones.
Many phones.
What?
Yeah, like 10, 12 phones.
So
we
that
have.
is obviously our issue.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
were wrong
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
how we were doing that. Okay, fine. But apart from that, like green line issues or something like that, has that
I
happened
think
with
we
anything?
had one phone.
One phone which had
Vivo,
a-
It's 80.
even S22 Ultra,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Samsung Galaxy
Yeah.
S22.
So it's
one
that's what it's not just like we had a Samsung and a Vivo have a
Yeah,
green line
correct,
issue.
correct.
So basically, it's an AMOLED problem. I feel,
True.
bro. Like I mean,
Definitely.
Must
where
be.
it's being
Definitely.
sourced from, how it's being fitted, all of
Yeah.
those things, right? Again, like Sajid mentioned, this is a very good point. Like when the device comes into us, we'll use it, and we can only talk about what we experience with the
Yeah.
device,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And generally, most of the things have been good.
Yeah.
And even with folding phones, like we haven't had problems per se that a lot of people do. So we can only talk about it,
Yeah.
but we acknowledge that this is a legit problem,
Problem.
Correct.
and brands should
Mm.
take that into consideration and fix it. It's also very important for the brands to do it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's also there. The other thing I wanted to talk about in this context is planned obsolescence. Is it something that that should we go into that theory, or even if we were to extend that to conspiracy theory, saying that is OnePlus doing this on purpose to get people to upgrade to a new phone?
No, I
don't think so.
Any reason why?
Because why a brand would, his own consumer base, why would like a brand leave, like, suppose there is a OnePlus 6, let's say his OnePlus 6 or a OnePlus, because it's not receiving any updates and it died. When it's not receiving an update, how can you say it's a OnePlus issue?
That at that point, yeah.
Problems cannot be timed. So
Exactly.
problems.
Very good point.
As a reviewer as well, we can't test things that will happen to a device.
Right. That is one thing. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's planned obsolescence. If people are
Obviously.
thinking about the fact that no, OnePlus is getting people to upgrade to the new phone, I don't think it's
The
that.
plan
And
stuff
also,
is
it's
maybe
a
the
huge
software
dent on the
updates.
brand image, right?
Yeah.
It's a
huge-
dent on the brand image,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would
They
never
would be
take
very
a
careful about
hit
this.
on themselves and their future.
So from last year,
some
what I feel is OnePlus is the new Poco in terms of motherboard or the green line issues, which
As well, the
Unfortunately, so that-
motherboards on these devices are very expensive. Like for a OnePlus 11, it's like 35,000 rupees.
Yeah.
and these are like OnePlus 9 and 10, so they don't even have the spare parts.
Yeah.
So that's one of
Most
That's
of
one of
them
the
end
things.
up getting some
The life
coupons.
cycle is also
Correct.
shorter.
Should they like
Not
provide some extra motherboard in the
replacement.
upcoming OnePlus phones?
That's what people said with the Poco devices. as well,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
provided.
So what OnePlus is doing is basically, once your device gets dead or motherboard dies, and there are no replacement parts for that, they are offering 30% discount on a new phone.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
vouchers.
fine, but I think they should like at least provide an proper motherboard for that phone
Like for a free replacement.
for a free replacement. Obviously,
What do you guys think? Should it be a
That's
free
quite-
replacement?
definitely.
Should be a free replacement, but it's quite like an
As a business,
operational.
it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it's an operational this thing for them because
Because what if somebody comes and says there's a problem, and then but
It
obviously
makes
they'll have to
sense if the phone is under warranty.
yeah. But
Then
Under warranty,
Yeah,
obviously it should be a
yeah.
free
Yeah.
replacement.
after
Yeah,
warranty,
that's
the
true.
OnePlus would be like, no, the phone is not under warranty. You'll have to pay
It doesn't
something.
make business sense to do
Yeah.
that. I mean,
that's true.
technically. But yeah, I mean, it's still a problem and it's still acknowledged. But what, the concern that these guys have is that it's happening after the update. So the update is causing this problem. How does that happen, Sajid?
What I feel is it's a race to push the updates in these brands to get the the betas or the alphas are not really being tested
Yeah.
for the majority of the phones, and sometimes the update tweaks the voltages or the ampere of the battery, and it sometimes it causes the green
That
line
could
issues.
be an issue. Yeah, that's a good point. Anyway, now after that, I want to talk about the iPhone 16 series upcoming. Sajid is going for the event, so this
Yes.
it's obviously a huge deal in our line of
Yeah.
work, of course. But what are your expectations like? What do you expect from Apple this year?
again, so what I feel is this Apple event, which is mostly a very hardware centric event, this will be very similar to the Pixel event, which felt like I/O. So
Right.
this will feel like WWDC.
Extension of
Yeah, because this
AI is everything.
a lot of AI. And what I am excited about is Watch 10,
Yeah.
Apple Watch 10, and obviously
Any
this,
specific reason why?
because it's the 10th generation. So
They might do something.
and there are,
Yeah.
I feel there are none leaks.
Oh yeah.
Would
yes.
it be
Leaks, that's a
called
good
as Watch X?
watch question?
Are
Let's ask the audience. Will it be called Watch X? Watch X. Sounds like a porn
Elon-
platform.
Elon Musk will be happy.
Elon Musk would be happy. Yeah, but
For the iPhones, obviously the AI features and the new capture button seems interesting.
seems interesting, of course. What are your expectations, Shrikant? No expectations. You're like,
iPhone 15.
Only AI. Yeah, that's the only race that all these companies are moving forward with. I think AI will play a huge role in the upcoming years, especially in smartphones, because smartphones have already become boring, I
Yeah.
would say. And every 5 year, as we have also speak, that every 5 year there has to be something which would push users to buy a new smartphone. Smartphones have matured, that we all know. AI is something that would push, I guess, in the upcoming future, and that is
to sell more smartphones.
Yeah,
is what you
yeah,
say. That
right.
that is what will cause another resurgence of
Yeah.
smartphones and people buying smartphones.
could be. Yeah.
Interesting perspective. But one of the things I must definitely say is that iPhone 15 and 15 Plus are already obsolete
Yeah.
because they don't support artificial intelligence. Tanish, your thoughts on the 16 series?
I was happy both the devices will be getting the 18 chipset.
Yeah. There's a rumor about that.
Yeah, so it will be an extension of A17 Pro, and they will be renaming it as A18.
Is what you
Yeah.
think? Okay.
Yeah, but I just today saw a leak where the cache memory will get reduced, and both of them have a separate die, like
Okay.
the A18 and the 18 Pro. So it might be possible that A18 might not be just an extension of A17 Pro.
Okay. So it'll be like an A18,
Proper A18.
proper A18,
yeah.
and then A18
New
Pro will be more
chipset.
powerful.
More
Yeah.
powerful.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I also want 120 Hz on the base variant, but
That's
that's
not
not
gonna
going to happen.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen.
Left hopes. from
Until
Apple.
next BBD.
Fun fact: talking about all of these, the features that are not there in Apple phones, and Apple's consumer lineup of phones, which is basically the 15 or the 13 or the 14. We had the Beats launched recently, and I must definitely talk about it because I'll tell you one thing: the Beats pill is good. I actually genuinely enjoyed using it. So that product seems good. But the Beats Buds and the Solo, the Beats Bud doesn't have a battery inside the case. What? Like, what? And the Beats Solo, 23,000 rupees, no ANC. And it's an on-ear.
I think that's a feature, right?
That's a
That is-
feature.
like बाकी सब इसमें है, हमारे इसमें नहीं है.
Yeah. So we don't have
Yeah.
it. We know what is important for you.
Yeah.
That's basically what it. But I don't know. It's a very weird sort of. If anybody buys that just for the Beats logo and wears it outside, I'm definitely gonna judge
I don't
them.
think so. India mein anyone buys anything from just for the Beats logo.
You would be so surprised.
Really?
You would be so surprised. If they'll walk into an Apple store, they'll see a Beats product and they'll buy it.
But I've seen people wearing Beats, fake Beats, basically. The
Fake Beats.
300 rupees, 400 rupees wala that which they sell in railway stations and stuff.
Yeah. So there could be an audience for it in India.
For the fake Beats, yes.
Okay, what are your expectations on the iPhone 16 series?
So expectations is a thief of joy. So I don't have any.
MKBHD.
Copied.
Copy.
Yeah.
So I don't have
You're a
any
thief.
expectation. I don't have any expectation in terms of iPhones, but I am really excited about the Watch 10.
Will they have another Watch Ultra this year? This won't make any sense.
I don't think so.
The sales are very
Very
bad.
bad.
I'm very very excited for the Watch 10.
They should
because-
launch an iPad Mini.
They should really launch
Yeah.
an iPad Mini. They should really do it. Like with the A18 Pro or A18
correct.
or whatever, and then make it really powerful for
Yeah.
gaming and everything.
And I'm also
printer.
excited for one more thing.
What?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
All right, we'll have Sajid doing good morning.
Yeah.
Actually, Sajid just send us a
We'll do
video
it.
from that.
Yeah.
Good morning.
We'll do.
All right, so let's come to the audience Q&A. This is the last segment of the podcast. Of course, it's been a pretty long podcast, but I think it was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah.
All right. So the first question is from Mahesh. He says, is it... Okay. Very interesting question. I took this because I wanted your perspectives on this. Is it worthy enough to buy a Pixel for camera, or should he get a second-hand DSLR and a budget phone instead? Like, are smartphone cameras, including the Pixel, at that level today?
I think the second combo feels
Yeah.
good to me.
Yeah?
Because if he wants to like dial down into photography and videography completely,
Give me options, like a Pixel, say 9 Pro, which is
1.25 lakhs.
1 point?
1 lakh, no? 1 lakh.
Say 1 lakh for the
Yeah.
phone. So what... You can easily suggest a 50,000 rupee phone and a 50,000 rupee camera, no?
30,000 phones is more than enough.
30,000 phone is
30,000
more than
phone.
enough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, Mahesh. So you go ahead and pick that, buddy. Okay. Hi, Arshad. I'm an audiophile. Recently bought whatever. I'm pretty happy with it. The Tangzo Wayner SG,
Oh.
the headphone zone collaboration that they had. So his question is, I listen to lossless music, but I have a headphone jack on my phone. I don't know what phone he's using, but that's nice. But he's saying, should I buy an external DAC? Will it improve the sound quality? I'll let Arnav answer this.
Yeah, I mean, recently even I also bought a DAC for myself, and I think he should buy an external DAC because it can like push in more power to the earphones. So I think
And it generally does sound
it does sound better.
better. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, a DAC actually would be the first purchase to make if you're getting into
Correct.
audiophile. So buy that DAC and then keep upgrading your earphones, or headphones or whatever gear you have.
Also, if his phone has headphone jack, it means it's a mid-range phone which
It must be a
doesn't really
mid-range
have
phone,
a really
yeah.
good 3.5 mm.
Maybe that.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's using an older phone with a
Yeah.
better 3.5. Okay. This is for Tanishq. If we just talk about software and not hardware, don't you think Windows has become a lot better since Windows 10? Now with Windows 11, it looks very polished, has a lot of features compared to Mac OS, and Windows is more versatile and has no compatibility issues. You've used both the platforms.
So my perspective of Windows changed the day they announced recall. Because
That's just a miss from them. It's still a decent feature.
So my perspective is very simple. अगर Microsoft recall जैसा feature ला सकता है, then they will do anything in their power to announce anything even more powerful that will collect even more data.
You think that Microsoft is collecting way too
You
much
can't
data?
trust Microsoft.
So which is why you use a MacBook.
Obviously, my one
Your
laptop
personal device is a MacBook.
My personal laptop is
And
a
you're
MacBook.
somebody who reviews Windows on this
My personal
on this
laptop,
channel.
My personal laptop is
You,
always a
you
MacBook.
guys see the irony in that?
Yeah, my personal laptop is a MacBook,
Yeah.
and I own a PC as well. The thing with
You own a PC for gaming.
for gaming, for general media consumption, because I have a bigger monitor now. For me, Windows right now it depends upon how like आप उसे कितने अच्छे से deload कर सकते हो.
Okay. Content on that coming really soon. So, Sajid, your take on this, I would really love to know, because you use both the platforms. You switched to Mac recently.
So I have a love-and-hate relationship with Windows just because of Windows is very powerful, but at the same time it can be annoying. And also for newer audience or newer customer, the entry barrier is very low for the Windows PC.
That is a good point. That is a good, very good point.
Yeah, for the Mac, you have to shell out like 70,000-80,000 with
Minimum,
minimum. But again, coming back to his question, definitely Windows 11 has improved a lot. It has a lot of new features, and they are keep adding new features. We have already covered a lot of them on Hindi channel also, and they just keep coming out. But again, it is not very reliable platform.
It is not very reliable.
Yeah.
Which Mac is.
Yeah.
That's it.
Compared to that.
Yeah.
Right. Good point. What phone do you guys use?
Phones?
Let's start from here.
I mean, phones, of course. Let's start from Sajid. What are the two phones that you're currently regularly using?
15 Pro Max, iPhone 15 Pro Max, and S24 Ultra.
Okay.
Currently.
In my chain, the S24 Ultra, I mean, I have the 15 Pro Max as well, which is my secondary, by the way, which is not my primary.
Yeah.
My primary is an Android phone.
But your WhatsApp is in iPhone, right?
That bloody thing won't switch. No, Baba.
Same.
And then, so the primary WhatsApp is on this.
Correct.
There's a Jio SIM on this,
Correct.
which nobody has the number of.
Yeah.
And Airtel, which is my primary, which everybody has the number of, is on. It's complicated. But I've switched the S24 Ultra with a Pixel 9 Pro XL right now, which
And
I think
you're
is
enjoying
the
it.
most shocking thing that has happened this year.
Arnav is happy.
Arnav is obviously happy.
Because
But yeah.
GOAT is coming, no?
Huh?
That's why he's happy. GOAT.
Why did you have to bring that up right now?
Yes, Talapati.
Look at him. Look at his happiness and mirth. What are you using, Shrikant?
So the almost perfect smartphone.
Oh, you think that is almost perfect. Very nice. OnePlus Open.
OnePlus Open, and secondary one is yesterday.
Pixel 9. You just switched to the
My
Pixel 9.
God.
Nice. What about you?
For me, it's the Z Fold 5.
You were using the OnePlus Open for quite a
Yeah,
while.
I was using the.
What is your experience of using Z Fold 5 versus OnePlus Open?
The software on the Z Fold 5 is definitely better.
Oh, nice.
But OnePlus is the ideal form factor for a fold.
Got it. Arnav?
OnePlus Open. Apex Edition. You was.
You was.
All of these three people are using foldables.
And the two of us
And
aren't.
Yes.
Why is that so, Sajid? This is a good thing to tell people as to why we both are not using foldables.
Hierarchy.
Because
I feel candy bar phones are enough for my productivity. I don't really need that.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I used the OnePlus Open for the longest time. You
Yeah.
didn't even
Uh-huh.
use any foldable
Yeah.
for a long time. I loved using the OnePlus Open, but camera obviously was something that was a
Correct.
letdown. But then I came back to a candy bar and I'm like, yeah, it's comfortable. It fits in my pocket.
Yeah.
It's not heavy. That's one reason why. I'm not worried about the thing breaking or all of those things. That is completely out of my mind
Yeah.
right now.
It's gone.
The most important thing for me is that it's big and bulky even today. So maybe something like a Mate V3 or whatever, those things will change.
Correct.
My opinion of it.
Correct.
But I need them to be slimmer
Yeah.
and thinner and comfortable. All right. So next question is, okay, I think we answered that. Is it feasible to go for foldable phones as daily drivers, or should I wait for more years to evolve? I think wait for more years to evolve. What is the maximum number of subscribers that a tech channel requires for getting a review unit from a brand?
Oh. Mhm.
You might have an answer for this.
yes,
So, fun fact, Arnav used to
Yeah.
have a tech channel as well.
yes, I used to have a tech channel. I also used to get review units
Huh.
back then when
And
I
how many
had
subscribers were there?
10,000 subscribers.
That's okay. You don't need to have many.
Yeah, so that's the whole point. If you have a YouTube channel and if you have at least decent enough subscribers is actually not the metric that any brand looks at. It's the views, that
Mm.
consistent views. If you have consistently, like let's say 5-10,000 views and
If you
also
have a
good
captive
quality
audience,
Yeah,
basically.
captive audience and good quality content, then I think any brand would at least love to work with you.
And also if you have good legit opinions
Correct.
that they
Yeah,
Correct,
yeah.
correct.
The
But-
first review unit I got was from Sennheiser.
Oh wow,
But
that's
how-
interesting.
Interesting.
I have a question. How do brands contact you, or you contact brands?
Your-
You
so-
have to contact.
yeah,
Yeah.
initially.
You
How-
have
how?
to contact brands. When we started Mr. Phone, right? We contacted brands left, right, and center. Didn't start. I mean, it had already started. But even despite the fact that I came with years of experience, having friends in the industry and everything, I still had to contact them and tell them, please send across the unit if you can. What will happen is that you won't get the unit on time. You won't
Yeah.
get it big,
Definitely.
on embargo, but you will get it at some point, and then you can differentiate with your content. But you can get it. So there is no minimum limit for subscribers.
And also, I just wanted to add into that don't get, fixated in that you just need the YouTube subscribers. You can also have your reel followers or,
Yeah.
Yeah,
or the
now it's
Twitter.
everything.
Yeah, or your Twitter followers. As long
Maybe you
as-
have a TikTok account that
Definitely,
yeah, true.
that you're running off of India. Do you? Harinarayan asks specifically to Arnav, Sadhanam Kayilundo. What does that mean?
So that's basically a Malayalam movie reference.
Yeah.
I think Boeing or some movie, I don't know,
Yeah.
where Mohanlal and they travel to some place and to just identify their person,
Okay.
that he will be the guide or someone, they just tell this dialogue, Sadhanam Kailundo, Sadhanam. And someone says, yeah, Sadhanam Kailundo, that's the person.
Okay, so to basically identify whether
It's an identifier,
It's
yeah.
an identifier kind of thing.
Sadhanam Kailundo.
Talking about which the Malayalam industry is going through a bit of a turmoil right now.
It's okay.
No, it's not okay.
It's not okay.
All right, so Anshu has a bunch of tech questions, and Anshu is a regular follower of all of our content.
Yes.
What's the format of testing devices? I think we've spoken about that. How do you all keep content different when you're in the same office and the same team?
I think we have.
We discussed
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
as well. And we discussed the OnePlus and Realme. I think Anshu, all of the questions have been answered. Okay, which audio products do everyone use? Tech World Ultimate asks. Go for it. Go for it. I know you are itching to tell
Come
that
on.
thing.
So
Not the Moondrop space travel for sure, because that's gone to Sajid.
okay, so for wireless, I use the Oppo Enco X2.
You love
Again,
it, right?
his recommendation. So
You
that's
like it,
why-
right?
Yeah, I love it. And
How's your battery held up?
it's actually good. I mean,
Mm.
I'm really surprised that even after using it for 2 years every day, the battery is pretty
So
okay.
this is my point. this is my point. What happens is, and generally what I've noticed, it's not just with tech, it's with your places where you go to eat food. The negative experiences will come out first, and that will get highlighted first.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Customer reviews which are negative in nature will be the first ones to pop up, but the positive ones, they're generally enjoying their product. They don't want to go out and write a positive. So go ahead and do that for the Enco X2.
Yeah. So the only trick, the only difficulty that I face while using the Enco X2 is sometimes the volume goes down. So that's when I found a trick to fix that. I get an isopropyl alcohol, a little bit, and I clean it.
Okay.
Cleaning is the most important thing
So,
that people don't understand.
yeah.
Like your earpiece of your phone gets like really dirty, and
Yes.
they're like, "Arey, sound is kamara," and that's all you need to just clean it.
Yeah, I have an OCD for like dust and all those stuff. So I just keep cleaning everything.
Right.
So wireless is the Enco X2. And recently I purchased an IEM, which is the Truthier Zero Red Chronicle.
You like it?
Yeah, I love it. And
And what?
Airshab also lent his Fio JD5, which I'll
FD5.
FD5, JD5.
What do you
For
use?
me, 7 Hz Sal Note 0.
Oh yeah, you got a good deal on that. Na?
Yeah, I got that for 1150 rupees.
That is fantastic.
Amazing price.
And for daily use, I use my trusty Realme Buds 3 wireless.
Oh, that's a good
Neck
one.
band.
Neck band.
Yeah.
Enco X2.
You're also using the Enco X2.
Yeah.
You like it? And anything
love
else? Headphones or anything?
No, I
No.
haven't. Yeah.
Sajid?
Galaxy Buds 3 Pro for TWS
yeah.
and Moondrop 2 for IM.
Moondrop 2. Yeah, you like that, no? Okay, one question is...
What about you?
I'm constantly using the... No. I stick to one. The Galaxy Buds 3 Pro is my primary right now.
Correct.
Also, the OnePlus Buds Pro 3. Like, I'm
Oh.
trying to switch between.
Yeah.
I'm like, which one to
I
choose? So
haven't-
when
I
I'm
haven't
using a
tried that.
Samsung phone, then I use
Yeah.
that. That kind of thing. And then I use the Project Audio Dita M, which I freaking love. All right. So, when will we see major smartphone manufacturers use continuous zoom instead of a dual telephoto lens? Fun fact, the first phone, like a first expensive phone that I owned was the Nokia N93i, and that had a proper continuous zoom in that barrel, which was 1x to 3x. So the lens would actually
Correct.
move.
Correct.
See, the thing is, at least from my perspective, is that it's difficult to do. So that's why they don't implement it, because the mechanism itself is difficult to do it. And also, the other thing is that it's bigger. It'll
Yeah.
make phones bigger.
And it's also difficult to market.
Very difficult to market. That's a good point.
Yeah.
People really don't care about continuous
Yeah.
zooms.
Okay, this person asked a question. There are two questions, final questions, okay? What is your dream life? And if you had unlimited money, what would you do? This is just a very personal question, though. What would you do?
Me, buy a really expensive gaming PC, buy a big house, buy a PS5, and play games,
And become a sannyasi.
and marry
And marry a girl.
who I like.
Okay, fine.
Is that in reverse order?
Who I like.
Is that in reverse order?
Well done. Tanishq?
For me, it's very obvious. I would try to travel the world.
That's a very
Yeah.
good one. I would travel the world.
Plus one.
You can't do everything. You
Yeah.
can't do
Yeah.
everything. But I would definitely travel
Because
the world.
for me, I shifted from 1500 kilometers to here, and it's been a good experience so far.
Nice. Shrikant, what would you do?
The time I went to Milan, that is when I realized that if I would have a decent amount of money, the first thing I would spend on is traveling.
Traveling, right?
Yeah, travel.
All of us just want to travel,
Yes.
right? That's lovely.
Yes.
Sajid?
So, for me, from the childhood, I wanted to do space travel.
Oh, wow.
So, if
If it happens.
if it happens,
Nice. All right. So the final question is, and Sajid, you have to answer this. Who is the laziest person and who's the smartest?
In the team,
मैं खुद
Yeah,
का-
in the team.
okay.
Here, over here.
मैं खुद का नाम ले सकता हूँ for both.
2 in 1.
I'll tell you for both. This guy.
Yeah.
For both, laziest and smartest.
Okay.
Take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Or take that as whatever you want to.
Arun sir.
You know what? We have a special guest here. John, stop. Come quickly.
What's it? What's going on? I just entered.
You ask whatever question you want.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
oh, that's
Open
fantastic.
forum.
So, when do you do work? Arnav?
10 to 7, and afterwards I go home, I eat food, and
Ershad, does he do?
9 to 2.
All right. Shrikant, I want to ask one question. You have been here for more than a year, right? Now?
Almost 2 years.
One-
Almost two.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. How does the time fly? Tell me one thing, and I'm going to ask Sajid also one question. What has been the highlight in this last 1.5, 2 years? What has been the highlight that you cherish? This is something that I really.
I think there's one milestone we hit on Trakin Tech Marathi, which was the 1 million
1 million. Okay.
in December. And the second one was 500K on Instagram. So,
All right.
Yeah.
So it's all about numbers, huh?
yeah.
Okay. Sajid, in last 6 years, and this I want to ask you, and I have never asked him straightforward. What has been the biggest thing in your life in last 6-7 years? You have been one of the early guys on the team. What has been, that you will say, yaar, ye ho hi nahi sakta. This wouldn't have happened if I was not here. Or, something that you really hold dear to your heart. Is there one thing or?
Travel is one of them. The tech is the major part. But what I feel is, even after 6 years, every day there's one thing or couple of things that happen that I feel, is it a dream or is it?
Even today you feel that?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I feel the same actually.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
+1.
I was
Alright.
actually living it.
Okay, he's the newest,
yeah,
so I'm not sure, but you will relate very soon with what
Correct,
these guys are saying. So even today, you
Yeah,
enjoy
definitely.
equally what you
Yes,
enjoyed
yes,
at that time,
yes.
and that goes same with me also. Even today,
True.
and
Yes.
it's I hope it is visible from my videos. I really enjoy
Yeah.
doing what
Yes.
I do day in day
Yes.
out, and I think that is one thing. Another thing which I want to tell everyone, I don't know which camera. This is the camera, right? That this content team goes all out. I mean, the kind of team that we have, Ershad, is just absolutely amazing. I mean, I really want to publicly thank Sajid because a lot of really intricate details about phones, and we discuss so much. It has added so much to my own knowledge over a period of time that I have started seeing everything very minutely. So these guys have really changed the way I also think. So thank you everyone, including Shrikant on Marathi. Since the time you have come, I think there has been a lot of changes. We have been trying to do a lot of different things. So if it was just me, it wouldn't have been possible where we are today. Even in English, thank you, Ershad. Ershad also does, I mean, he's an audiophile. Certain things that he speaks, I think, yaar, why didn't I think about it? Why didn't I, experience it? So even today, after so many years being in this field, being with you guys has been, it's been a privilege. So thank you so much, everyone, including Ershad. And thank you for calling me to your podcast. I just barged in and you allowed me to take over. So thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Ershad, come over. Bhai, aa ja.
No, obviously, I actually wanted you to make a special entrance, and it happened
Yeah.
so naturally. It was
Naturally.
beautiful. So, thanks, Arun, for all of that.
Thank you.
But it's, we discussed a lot of things today. Bunch of things about how they started, how we started, basically, how we do, what is our process here. We spoke about a bunch of, controversial topics. We played a lovely game. The thing is that, these guys, they don't get the FaceTime at all. At least Sajid and I were there constantly.
Yeah.
But these guys, they're generally not, in front of the camera, but doing things in the background. But they do such a fab job of it that it's visually, everything is visible, but people don't realize the amount of effort that goes behind. And it's not just the content team, it's also the edit team, or the
Correct.
videography team. Like you did the podcast in Marathi, right?
Yeah.
About with the editing team. I think you should do one with the videographers as well and have a conversation with them. But yes, a lot of fun, guys. Enjoyed it? It's a
Loved it.
long podcast.
I have one question for you. I've asked the same for him. To him, I've asked Trakin Tech. You have to choose one: Trakin Tech English or Trakin Tech Tamil.
So I have no, I have to be very candid. Trakin Tech English.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't give. I cannot give. Diplomatic answers out here. I love Trakin Tech Tamil, obviously, but. They say this thing, not ki parents love all their children, all their children
That's what
equally.
he said. Yeah.
It's not true.
You love your first.
I disagree.
You love your first child.
It's always English. I don't know for some odd reason. But you know what? Anybody from Tamil audience will watch this.
Yeah, exactly.
What is this? இல்லப்பா உண்மையா என்னன்னா அது அங்கிருந்து ஆரம்பிச்சது. That's why.
Yeah, okay.
This is for the Tamil audience.
Yeah.
नहीं आपको बताना है. You have to
He
say.
already answered. He has
answered
already
it?
answered. Yeah.
उन्होंने
He
बताया.
answered there.
Yeah.
Yeah, go and check the Marathi channel. All right, so that's it from us for this podcast. See you guys in the next one, and hopefully we can do more of this. This was
Definitely.
too much fun,
Yes.
and you guys will also get better at it. I'm presuming. All right, see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep
Keep
tracking
tracking and stay safe.